Hi everybody, it's Lori Webb and it's day 28 of the 30 Days Business Challenge. Today I want to talk to you about time. There are just 2 more days left here in the 30 Days Business Challenge, and it's something that's been on my mind actually for a while. Now, it's a funny thing about time because there's so many different degrees of time. There is the feeling of, time, obviously the clock with the time and the hours in the day. There's the duration over a period of time. There is the sense of time in terms of being an A-type person or a B-type person or a morning person or an evening person. And there's more different nuances involved in time. But the reason I'm saying that is because I have been thinking about time based on actually something that I've always loved to do, and that's cooking. My mother was a home ec teacher when I was very young. She had started off, and that was her first profession and her first degrees. And she taught me how to bake and cook from 4 on. And I started to do that as a way to spend some time with my mother as she was moving on to get her PhD and then move into her next positions in counseling education and so forth and so on. The thing is that I just developed a love for it. I started to do things, go to 4-H, start making things, cooking at bake sales, cooking for bake sales, or baking for bake sales, I guess more appropriately, and just playing around with the recipes, using the stuff out of the garden at home. And when I was in elementary school and middle school, and I was pretty much known for baking, and I was pretty famous for a recipe for pumpkin cookies in my neighborhood because I just used to make pumpkin cookies all the time in the fall, and it was a great recipe. I'm not really sure what the source is now, but I saw a post on Facebook. It was an old friend actually from that time, one of my neighbors, who had lived down the street and who actually had received this recipe for pumpkin cookies from me that I was distributing readily to everyone. I'm wondering if she had it on colored paper at that time. It was the 70s, and I remember I had some pink paper with the lines and the blue paper and some yellow, and I was writing out those pumpkin cookies recipes. Well, she has the recipe, and she had made them, and actually she was saying that it's funny because, she made them throughout her children's, lifetime, at home, and now those kids have grown up, and she even has grandchildren now who are enjoying that recipe that I had given her. I saw that and I was so excited because I've lived in several countries since then and many cities in the United States even since that time, and I'm not sure if I have that recipe any longer. I have subsequently found another recipe and it's been working pretty well, but I want that original recipe. I was so excited to connect with her, and I asked her if she had it. She had it, so now I have it again. So I'm very excited to go and see if I can find a Hokkaido, a Japanese pumpkin here in Copenhagen, and cook it down and make some delicious updated pumpkin cookies from that time. Now, the point is, I always thought that I was going to have that recipe in my head. I always thought I would know where it was. I didn't think that, at 9, you don't imagine yourself being 49. You don't imagine the recipes and the things that you held dear to yourself disappearing or not being accessible to you, or, it's just a funny thing to reconnect and be able to reach back and get it. And it's kind of made me think about time in terms of also with prioritizing and doing what you need to do so that you can accomplish your goals in your business and your life, and that you can make sure that you have things. I spoke with another lady on the challenge, and we had a bit of a extensive talk about legacy. And legacy is the L in my SOUL acronym for where entrepreneurs come from. And SOUL is surviving, observing, undeniable, passion, and legacy. legacy are those people who are activists and entrepreneurs who start businesses to do something greater than just do a business for themselves, or to do an endeavor that's solely for the purpose of money, for example. And this whole thing of legacy, this whole idea of what will you leave, what is, how will your time on earth be noted when you're gone, but also how will your time on earth be utilized while you're here. So I hope that serves you a little bit and you get some value out of it. As I'm always asking you, please, engage in conversation with me here. Subscribe to my YouTube challenge. Ask me some questions. If you want that pumpkin cookie recipe, you can also add that in the comments. I am so excited to finish up this challenge, but I'm going to be so sad to see it go. But time moves on and everything must change and nothing stays the same, as they say. But it will be great. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of the videos from the 29 amazing ladies and myself over the next couple of days as well. Cheers.